not small, but they barely kick them at all. I think they're fighting for some yards. Prefer if they fight for bobs. It is fantasy again, football field that never end. Now we're drafting all our teams. It is so great pretend, on your knowledge you depend, and on the statistic you can read.
All right, everybody, that's our new theme song from Andrew the Bard.
Very cool.
Andrew the Bard of time. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So this is week 5, the High Fantasy Football show. Yes, week 5. This is going to be probably the most important show you're going to watch all morning. We have to keep updated on so much that's happening. We have breaking news. We have injuries. We have COVID. COVID is flying through the league as we speak. I woke up this morning and there are announcements. So we're gonna help you get ready for this week. We're gonna be giving you all the information you need to be ready for your fantasy week, and also for your lives, for your family. We want you to be better husbands, wives, daughters, sons.
Yeah, be kind and do your best, people.
In-betweeners, if you don't care about that stuff. Hey everybody, I'm Ryan. I'm in I'm from the Way of the Leaf show on YouTube. To my left is
Hi, I'm Ryan's brother Dan. I am also from the Way of the Leaf. We do a live stream every Thursday. Oh yeah, let's take that off.
Trump on the balcony. It's a Trump balcony moment.
You're socially distanced, right? No one's around you.
I'm saluting solemnly.
All right.
Yeah, no one's around me. I am all by myself, and I do have a tree here to take up all the germs that are around me.
I don't think is that how it works.
I'm hoping cartoon trees, even drawing trees, will help.
I don't hear about COVID in the rainforest.
That's a very good point.
You don't hear those reports. Think about it, people.
Well, I was wearing a mask for a reason, probably the same reason that Darren is. Darren is our fantasy guru that's with us every week.
Just call me COVID Master.
COVID Master.
Good master.
Wow.
You can change your name in the settings if you want. And to Darren's left, please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex from A Hero's Journey podcast. We talk about a different book each week and try and find a hero's journey in it.
So you're going a book a week, huh?
Yeah, basically.
That is quite the clip. Are you guys speed readers?
One of us is. I just have a lot of time.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, your speed's okay. So a book a week. All right. And what book are we doing this current week?
We are going to have To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, the new book by Christopher Paolini, the guy who wrote Aragon. We're going to talk about that this week.
Beautiful.
You know, I still always think of that guy as like a 15-year-old.
Nope, he's older now. I think he's in his 30s.
Yeah, but in my head canon, he's just always that kid that wrote that series.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, awesome. How was the book so far?
Oh, it is excellent. I actually just finished it. We recorded already. It's going to come out on Tuesday, and I love the book. Some people are going to think it's a little bit trope heavy, but I really appreciate that.
Right on. Well, I can't wait to see that or hear the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. And just want to remind everybody, last week we had our first entry into the Mustache Hall of Fame 2020. And this is Giovanni Bernard with a stellar mustache he's started sporting this year. And we're going to add to this our new friend, Minshew. Yes, he is known for this fun, ever-evolving mustache. This particular picture, I think, encapsulates his spirit.
I like the koala ears.
The koala. All right, and let's look at that's actually a good sound level right there, brother.
Thank you.
let's look at the schedule. I quickly hobbled this little thing together. And we're going to see that the 10 o'clock games are coming up, and we're going to get you ready for those. We have the Rams versus the football team.
The football team.
Yeah. So Anyways, Rams versus the football team. Eagles versus Steelers. It's going to be a great matchup. 1-2-1. We have a tie this year. How crazy. Just another added to the 2020 list of crazies. We have Cardinals at 2-2 going up against the Jets at 0-4. And then we have the Raiders at 2-2 going up against the 4-0 Chiefs. I'm hearing some weird predictions about that. And then we have the Jaguars 1-3 going up against 0-4 Texas, the surprisingly disappointing Texans with a new coach, a new general manager. Some fun predictions coming out of that. And then we have the 2-2 Panthers going up against the 0-4 Falcons. Again, the 0-4 Falcons, I don't think people predicted that. And we're going to stop right there because we're going to focus on the morning games.
Hey, well, speaking of the Falcons, Julio Jones is still questionable. We don't know if he's going to be in today again. And that's kind of been the defined what Atlanta's been going up against so far.
Yeah, and he has not been practicing at all this week, so people are not predicting him to be playing this week.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. And
Just
then
quick heads up, and we'll add it to the ticker. But the Denver New England game is no longer happening this week. So breaking news.
Right.
All right. What?
So I really don't know how that works as far as fantasy goes. Should you pull every player that you have?
Yes.
Instantly.
Officially not playing.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully the commissioners, whomever your commissioner is, has, added IR spots, added spots during the draft so that you actually have some of that flexibility. But yeah, you got to pull them. And I think they're trying to make this a bye week and then just figure out when they can replay the game. But yeah, for this week, you got to pull players and put in others.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. So I guess that's what we should talk about, huh? Let's talk about our best guy on the bench that we should replace. Every player of the Patriots and every player. Yeah, this is crazy. That's why you're here, so that you can hear these news and try and make rational decisions, I guess.
Or irrational decisions. This is
True.
2020, everybody. Make the most irrational decision possible. All right. Oh wow, thank you, Alex. You're bringing the banners. Thank you so much. So we have a crack team of minions around the world who are giving us our updates. They're in the locker rooms. They are in the air vents of locker rooms. They are in the HEPA filters that are being currently bought in every locker room around the NFL. And we are getting the most latest and breaking news for you. And they're still coming in. Wow.
As we speak.
Yeah. Is there any word on the Tennessee game?
I don't think there's word on that one yet. That's the biggest concern for me, fantasy-wise, is Titans and Bills being delayed after everyone else has already played. So one of my league commissioners is very nice and is letting us have backups. If we have a player on our bench, just say, if the Tennessee game isn't going to play, I want this person scored a count instead. We have to state it before the game start. But that league has money riding on it, so it's a little more intense.
Sure. But that flexibility makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, I imagine owners around the league are waking up to frantic texts and emails with requests to change the settings. What are we doing? It was very fun to have that really great. I'm in a league that has 4 bench spots.
Oh my God.
And that every year that's always great because it creates a lot of movement around the league. But man, this year you might not be able to field a whole entire team if those settings aren't being changed.
Correct.
And the news just keeps coming. Breaking news: the Chiefs and Bills have been moved to Sunday, October 18th. The game will remain in week 6. So everyone with your Chiefs and Bills, this is huge. You have to drop every player on your team from the Chiefs and the Bills. And you need to randomly start picking up some players. So
why are we even playing like football?
They're doing because we need a life. We need a life. I appreciate the NFL's efforts to make this happen. But with that, yes.
I think that game, this Chiefs game, was supposed to be the Thursday game of Week 6. Yeah, it was, and it's moved to Sunday because the Bills are playing on Tuesday this week. So that is an update for next week. I apologize.
All right, all right, thank you. Let me amend that. Sorry. Woo!
Whoa.
Let me amend that. Take that off.
We'll fix that in post.
All right, but that is a big news for next week.
Sorry, I saw the Yahoo Fantasy updates and I was like, this is good information, right?
What the? Yay. All right, the Chiefs are still on. The biggest news we have so far is that Broncos and the Patriots have moved to Monday, October 12th.
So the game remains in week 5. I think this is just NFL situational. So Tennessee, I think, has already used their bye, correct? They moved a game that was postponed. This will be then their bye, or this will be their bye if they have to miss this week. If they have to miss the next week, well, then there's question about whether they just forfeit or not. And the NFL has never had a forfeit in its over 100-year league history.
Yep. Through warfare.
Right. So this is all uncharted. Everything that we're seeing going on now, I mean, people are scrambling. They're looking at bye weeks. They're looking at where they can squeeze in. I mean, there was talk of even making it an 18 or 20 week schedule to allow for these inevitable losses of games where people get infected, and moving the Super Bowl to the end of February. But I don't think that has been confirmed, or even if that's even still being talked about seriously. But I've heard that before, and it makes sense to me that you gotta accommodate for this thing. It's happening. And so we're just assuming that Tennessee's just going to be fine throughout the rest of the year. What if that doesn't happen? And how do we fix that in the schedule? Or do you just make them forfeit because they can't field a team?
Yeah. Everything's on the table.
It's rough.
Yeah. I mean, the twist for this week was the Titans had that unauthorized secret practice that, was potential justification for actually forcing them to forfeit this week. I haven't seen that settled. I mean, it looks like it's still going ahead, but otherwise it is. It's adding the 18th week. It's adding the 19th week. It's extending the season to fit in games that you can't just make a bye. Titans already moved their bye around because the Steelers game that got postponed with them. So
yeah,
we may have a very long season.
Imagine if they did a doubleheader.
Oh God!
You play at 1 and then you're playing Monday night.
Make it 3 quarters long, just like baseball made the doubleheaders this year 7 innings long instead of 9. They'll do it 3 quarters instead of 4.
Oh my! Asterisks everywhere.
And for me, I think it's just great. I think of sports as entertainment, but I do believe that there are people who take sports way more seriously. And this is going to affect the discussion about how the stats are being analyzed for like this year moving forward. If we have a championship at the end of this year, if we have someone who wins the Super Bowl, that's going to be an asterisk Super Bowl. Everything about this year is going to be asterisk. I don't personally care. I think this is great fun. I think this is intriguing and dramatic. And I think every effort they're making to get on the field is worthy. And in line with my idea that this is really just entertainment. But I do feel for the people who are going to be having a hard time digesting all of this because of their analytical like stat minds.
Right. And well, not only that, I mean, you have for the first time Green Bay didn't have fans at their field. And you think about the entire culture that has grown up around the Green Bay Packers and Lambeau Field, and the entire infrastructure around there. I'm sure that there's bars that people have been going with their granddad back, in the 50s. We went to that bar, and there are no fans there now. And this is millions of not only the people who work in the stands. You don't need security anymore if there's no people. You don't need ticket people if you're not selling tickets. It's just a game that you can play it on a high school field now. I mean, you don't necessarily need Lambeau Field except for turf conditions and whatnot. It's just all this is all crazy, and it's affecting a lot of people.
Speaking of people who is affecting, let's look at my team to see if I have to drop any players and make some moves. We could do this live.
Ooh, fun.
All right. So far, we're doing good. How about my defense? Doing good. I am not affected.
Oh, you have Denver defense down there, don't you?
I do, and I'm not playing. Oh, look at that. So that's what it's going to look like in Yahoo. PPD, what do you think that stands for?
Postponed
With a D at the end. Postponed.
Yep.
It's postponed because of red rain clouds, guys. Postponed because of red rain clouds.
All right. Dude, I like that.
That's COVID right there. That's a COVID cloud around the pall around the league. All right.
Hey, Ryan, I think you got that wrong. The PPD is positive point differential. You're supposed to play them. If it says PPD, you play them. You get positive points for them.
Are we playing against each other this week, Darren?
Oh, we are, yeah.
Okay, I see what's going on.
Well, not in that league.
Let us look at Alex's team. I'm going to go through them. A football's journey. Alex, you jumped up.
Yes, I did. Surprise win last week for me. So
from 12th place to 6th place. All right. So we have some crazy noise. All right. Teddy Bridgewater. Good pickup. Very good pickup. DJ Chark. Michael Thomas. Ooh,
Michael Thomas is still questionable, correct?
He is questionable, yep. And Joe Mixon. You got a couple Qs, buddy. Some really big Qs on your team.
Yeah, Joe Mixon's is expected at least.
He is, but you never want that midweek injury report to pop up. Especially because you don't imagine the guys are really practicing very hard. Just kidding. And you got Mike Davis, which is really interesting. Mike Davis is proving, is Christian McCaffrey really as amazing as he is, or is there something to do with the scheme? Because Mike Davis is doing phenomenally well, and he looks very similar to Christian McCaffrey's running style, unless they've cloned each other.
I think if they put you in as running back in that system, you'd be able to look like Christian McCaffrey.
Oh. I fall forward and get 4 yards. 4 yards a run is a touchdown in my book. All right. So I think you are, unless you have issues with Michael Thomas and Joe Mixon, you're good on your team. No moves need to be made there.
Yeah, I hope I don't have issues with Thomas, because I think that my next wide receiver up is a Bills Josh Brown. So hopefully Thomas plays.
And Mixon stepped up for you last week.
Yeah, hoping he can continue. He's got a little bit harder matchup with the Ravens this week, but I'm expecting good things from him. He's got his first rushing touchdown. He can get a couple more stacked up.
They got to keep him active in the passing game. I'll tell you that, because he gets the volume every week. I have Mixon in one of my leagues, and the volume is there every single week. But I mean, he gets like 60, 70 yards, and if he doesn't get a touchdown, it kind of hurts you. But last week, I mean, he was getting chunk yardage, but he was also in the passing game. He was up, I think he got like six receptions. So if he gets that against the Ravens, I mean, the defense is really tough. But man, if he gets at least the passing volume in addition, yeah, he could still, be an RB2 for this week.
And he had that highlight touchdown where he hurdled that one player and then got drilled in the air by another player, still held on the ball. That was amazing. That was amazing. Bring a tear to my eyes. And the Baltimore Ravens give the 8th fewest fantasy points to the running back position. So you have a questionable player going up against Baltimore. Nail biter.
Yeah, it's a rough one. But running backs are hard to come by. So
Now let's check out Daniel the Puppet Bro. I really want to highlight this amazing picture. Yes. Dan is a Detroit Lions fan. All right, let's look at your team. You got Fitzmagic. Yes, Fitzmagic. Michael Evans did decent for him. Cooper Kupp's on a great roll, about 6 to 5 catches a week, giving you at least 10 points a week.
Yeah, he's been okay.
Kareem Hunt's taking over for the starting position. I think you should be excited by that. Not a fan of him personally, but I hope he breaks his kneecaps, both of them. Zach Moss, he is questionable. What's his status? He is questionable. That's an interesting situation you have going on because that is a 1 o'clock game for you. All right.
Right. Well, I don't really have a running back right now. I need to.
Yeah, that's a Tuesday game. Tuesday, that's what I got a little confused. I was looking at the 4 o'clock. Yeah, that's Tuesday. Everything's so different.
Right.
Tuesday football, that's crazy. And you still have Nick Chubb on your IR. All right. How did you get both of them? Chubb and Hunt. Oh, yeah, you were hunting Chubb.
I was hunting Chubb, yeah.
All right.
It's a good reason to start Moss, though, is when you don't have any other running backs.
Yeah. I just keep my fingers crossed like that.
You know the thing, but I mean the thing in Buffalo is if assuming he plays, and I think he is supposed to play. I mean, at least he should get 6, 8, maybe 10 touches, which is not ideal, but he has the potential to break out. I think it'll be difficult, but you get the potential at least.
Yeah, I mean, this league that we're in is a 14-team league. We got some very, very serious players. We got some players who aren't looking at their team very much, but there is a dearth of players.
Very much.
I was in a little back and forth about trying to get Ben Roethlisberger off of someone else's team for kind of a 1-week filler. He didn't like my offer. Didn't get him. I ended up with, I think, Daniel Jones, which I'm not excited by. I think after Daniel Jones, there was only maybe one other starting quarterback and then only backups.
Well, hey, if there's a 1 week, 1 week where Daniel Jones can actually be good, it's this week, right?
So how many commissioners are dealing with this right now? Imagine this is the scenario. You're waking up. There's someone who's very, very serious, and they have woken up earlier than everybody else. They found out that that this game is being delayed, right? The Broncos and New England is being completely delayed. They go and they pick up all the good backups, or they somehow fill their team up with and block whoever they're going against who have like Broncos and New England starters, right? Like that's going to happen. And there's going to be a lot of disputes about how we're going to manage this situation. So I just want to say right now, this is for fun. We play fantasy for fun. I know a lot of people are in like many, many billions of dollar leagues. I'm assuming you're not watching this show if you're in a money league, but if you are, you should think about your conscience. This is for fun. If you're making plays that are going to screw your team, your league mates out of players on Tuesday's game, if they are waking up late or they're working Sunday or they do a graveyard shift, whatever's going on, this is for fun. Everyone fantasy for fun. And 2020 is making it hard to have fun in almost every aspect of our lives. Let's not make fantasy harder. Right? PSA.
Don't be a Ruxin.
Don't be a dick. I'm sorry. What? A Dixon. Ruxin. What's that?
That's from the league, the TV show about fantasy football.
Okay. Yes.
I
Sorry,
thought you meant
deep cut.
I thought you meant Teddy Ruxpin, and I was like, "Don't be a talking bear that you put like this weird cassette in its back." I don't know. That's an even deeper cut. Darren, do you remember Teddy Ruxpin?
Teddy Ruxpin? I do.
Jeez.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan.
Well, now let's go. So, if you don't mind, let me just switch directions. We can keep talking.
You gotta change the name of this show, Ryan. It's got to be what? Fantasy football for fun. I like that line. That was good.
Fantasy football for fun. Yeah. We are fun experts. Bringing the fun. All right, so fun. You like that, Ryan? Fun. I was gonna say something about that's what she said, or that's what I am in bed, but we'll move on. Week 5, wide receiver ranks. These are the consensus ranks that you get when you go to the fantasypros.com.
I have a question for you before you start with the list.
Yes.
We are expert fantasy football advisors. How do we get a part of this? Where's the application to be part of the ECR?
Ooh.
Where's our voice?
Oh. Well, I mean, we're not trusting the mail these days. We all know that there's a lot of problems with that. So I think we should smoke signal it to me. I think that's the only secure method of telecommunications. So yeah, smoke signal, and I will. I'm looking the skies right now as we speak. All right, wide receiver ranks. Again, these are the consensus ranks. Fantasy Pros goes around to all the different experts, quote unquote experts, and gets the consensus numbers, and we bring them to you. I don't see anything that's very surprising about this, except that Calvin Ridley might not even play. He is questionable.
The ghost of Calvin Ridley is still 8th in the league.
Yes, he literally almost did a donut, and he still is Calvin Ridley is still the top wide receiver of the league after having a shitty week. Odell's creeping up, but again, he's not ranked high this week. Not a lot of movement in the top 20, except Will Fuller's popping up again. It's nice to see his name. Adam Thielen's up in ranked number 3. They have been force-feeding that man the ball, which is great to see. He's super fun to watch. Kirk Cousins is coming back to life again. And then, Stephon Diggs is still.
I see Carolina has both Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore in the top 20.
Isn't that amazing?
It's so surprising after taking Teddy Bridgewater, but.
But it's the matchup. I mean, their matchup today should result in a lot of yards, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Atlanta has given up 3 touchdowns at least to every quarterback this season, and a lot of yards. So I could see why both of them are in the top 20.
Thanks. That is great. Great
and on
news.
Ridley, I think I just saw that the breaking news is Julio Jones is officially out.
Julio is out.
And I think Ridley's going to be playing. So, I don't know who his matchup is, but, Ridley should be the number 1 receiver this week for Atlanta.
With me and Julio down by.
Now, for people who are desperate, Darren, who should they? Is there anybody else who they could be considering on Atlanta's wide receiver core?
Well, I think Gage certainly should have a much better week this week than he did last week. I think he only had a few catches last week, but the matchup is there. I think Hurst, the tight end, I think he's not. Yes. He has had a lot of targets, but he hasn't had a lot of receptions at this point. But I think they're going to be throwing a lot to Hurst, to Gage, obviously to Ridley, and I think kind of a potential stream is the running back Hill, the backup running back, I should say, their RB2, because his volume has been increasing. Gurley has been living off of his touchdowns that have been seemingly random, and who knows if that's going to continue. But Hill has been involved in the passing game, and he's almost splitting carries with Gurley 50-50 at this point. So he could have a big game, and Gurley will probably fall into the end zone again.
Bold prediction: Gurley falling embarrassingly into the end zone. Oh, Look at this! Whoopsie touchdown. And now we're going to look at the 21 through 40 ranked wide receivers, and a lot of new names in the league. This again, Laviska Shenault Jr. I've not been able to see him play, but he's popping up in the 20 to 40 ranks. All of these players, I imagine, are being rostered in your league. I'm sorry, I do not have deeper cuts for you. It didn't, but you are probably going to be looking into deeper pools of wide receivers to get your replacements, because again, we have the biggest news of the week. The Broncos-Patriots game is officially postponed. They are on a week 5 bye. So if you have a Broncos or a Patriots player on your team, you must put them into the IR spot or onto the bench or drop them and pick up someone because this week is crazy. So big news, Julio Jones is out and the Broncos and Patriots is postponed. So everyone is digging deep. You're looking at names you've never seen or heard before. But it's good to know if you are keeping abreast of the morning news about who is injured, who is not, who's playing, who is not, then you're going to be able to look at the second or third or fourth wide receivers in the depth chart of certain teams, and that might help you. So again, Julio Jones is no longer a game time decision. He is out. Let me take that out. All right.
So you want the deepest of sleepers?
Yes, we need him right
Please.
now.
I'm going to say a name, and you tell me what team they even play on to start.
Oh,
You ready?
okay, yeah. Go.
Jeff Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Or
No, he fixed my plumbing yesterday. All right, Jeff Smith is a wide receiver for.
no?
I want to say the Colts.
And
Jeff Smith.
I'm going to say the Winnipeg Giants.
that's closer.
Does he play for the football team? I don't know, man.
Well, when I give you the answer, it's barely a football team.
Oh, the Jets?
Yeah.
Giants?
Good. There you go.
Jets.
That was a good hint.
Jeff Brown came back from injury to have his first game of the season last week. He had volume. I mean, at this point, Crowder is the only fantasy relevant wide receiver for the Jets. But hey, Joe frickin' Flacco is the new starter for the Jets, and he seems to have he tries to throw deep every once in a while, and that's your guy on the Jets is Jeff Smith. So if you're looking for the deepest of sleepers, I'd say check him out.
Hold on. I had no idea that Flacco was still in the league, let alone starting. When did that happen?
This week, he's starting.
You can.
Right.
And
he played
Le'Veon Bell's
last
back.
week,
They're going to
right?
be the number one team this week. There you go. There's the bold prediction. Jets are the number one team this week with Flacco and Le'Veon Bell.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Is Le'Veon in this week?
He
Yeah.
is.
He's
Okay.
active.
I'm really
Okay.
excited to see what happens. He's one of my favorite players. Not on a personal note, and I don't think he's a good rapper, but I think he's one of my favorite players to watch run with his patience and his speed. But I don't know if he's ever going to return to form. It's sad.
Yeah. I mean, look, if we're being honest with the state of the world with running backs, I mean, you could potentially start Le'Veon Bell, assuming that he's going to get 15, 16, 18 touches. I mean, I wouldn't start him, but if you're really that stretched, I mean, I don't know, Dan. Maybe you look for Le'Veon Bell instead of Moss there.
No, he's. I think he's already on a team that isn't really monitored.
Well, there you go.
All right. Well, here we go. We have a question from the audience. Big Smokey. I hope you're
Big Smoke.
Big Smokey. Big Smoke. Rodgers has his bye, and I'm looking for a new quarterback for the week. I'm looking at Matt Ryan and Roethlisberger to scoop up. Who do you think would be a better pull? Big Smoke is in a 4-team league with great options. Let's look at the quarterback situation.
I would think Roethlisberger, but I guess Matt Ryan is listed higher.
Is this for this week or next week?
This is
So-
this week.
This for this week?
Yes.
Roethlisberger is playing against the Eagles. They're not doing too hot. I picked him up in one of my leagues for that reason.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
1-2, I think.
1, 2, and 1.
Oh,
Yep.
That's right.
I would say Ben Roethlisberger, especially with the news that Julio Jones is out. Matt Ryan struggles without Julio Jones.
And Calvin Ridley is not at his best. Even if he's playing, he's not at top form right now.
All right.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the Steelers pass like 2/3 of the time. I mean, even with having a pretty decent run game overall. They like to ensure that Connor gets his. They pass a good amount, and they don't have to because their defense is so good. Whereas Matt Ryan usually gets his volume just because the defense is so bad. But I'm with you guys. I think Big Ben's a good call for this week.
Well, good luck. And having those two options aren't bad.
Yeah.
It's not like you're getting a Minshew or anything.
I want Minshew this week.
Not bad.
I wish I had some Minshew shares this week.
Where's that photo again? Throw him up. Throw up Minshew. That was a good one.
Ryan, do you like your Minshew salted or unsalted?
I'm going keto, so unsalted. Is he a keto friendly? All right, all very good points. Appreciate it, fellas. Thank you, Big Smokey.
Big Smoke.
Spread the word.
Good luck, my man. I hope you crush this week.
Yes, and we hope. Yeah, and that's how if you are watching our show, we hope you win. If you're not, we hope you lose.
Yeah, straight up karma, baby.
How are we going to let people know who don't watch us that they're on our bad list?
That is a good point.
I see Sam Darnold is inactive. Is he on our list down there?
He is.
Flacco's playing.
Yeah.
I didn't see him on the scroll. That's all. I was looking.
No, that's good. I'll add that. Sam Darnold is officially out. All right, so let's look at our tight ends of the week. This is the consensus ranking tight ends. And we have 1 through 14 because our league is a 14-team league. Nothing really surprising here except Hurst is lower. You probably raise him up with Julio Jones out. Evan Ingrams is kind of staggering around and not reaching his potential with the Giants. He's so much better than he's been usually plays week to week. Hunter Henry is finally coming back to form. He came in really exciting in the league, and then I think got injured. Now he's slowly coming back to relevancy. Zach Ertz is getting a bump with Goddard out again. Johnny Smith is a revelation in Tennessee. I wish I had him on my team. Tight ends are exciting this year. And then, of course, we have George Kittle. Try to break his knee. Doesn't matter. He will come back stronger than ever. The one catch he did not haul in out of 16 attempts was a bomb in the end zone to try to win the game. And that was accredited to him. And it was his one non-reception. He was 16 targets, 15 receptions. George Kittle is a phenomenon and still one of the funniest human beings I've seen in sports. This guy is a riot. If you ever see any of his mic'd up segments, I recommend it. And let's look at the defenses.
Go back to the Giants.
Yeah,
I'm happy to.
I would say Ertz. I'm a little concerned just because they have who's healthy in terms of their receivers, right? I think Ward is the only wide receiver who's healthy, and he's certainly not going to get all the volume. Ertz, they're playing the Steelers. They have a pretty tough defense against tight ends, and so I'm not sure if he'll end up as the 6th tight end this week. And I think on the other side of the line, Ebron for Pittsburgh is not a great tight end, but for this week against Philly, I could see him easily finishing in the top 10 because Philadelphia's defense is horrible against tight ends. I think the tight end I think they've scored a touchdown in every game this season against Philly.
Yeah, so, and I think and with the core of the year done, that's a good sample size. So those numbers actually are relevant. It's hard in the first week or two to find the trends, but we're in week 5. Trends are real. Thank you, Darren. So
right. Gesicki also last week only had 1 catch.
Yeah,
I think for 6 yards. So you get a little fearful when a tight end is completely out of the offensive scheme for a game, whether that's a trend or if that was just a reaction to the team they were playing.
You know what happens when you get COVID? You get sicky.
You get sicky. Hey, I'm getting sicky with it. Getting sicky with it. Also, Higbee's a stud. He's one of the more, athletic looking tight ends I've seen. And if he gets into a rhythm, he did in the first week, I think he had like 9 catches or something like that. He was actively involved. If he can get involved, I like how he looks on the field too.
Beautiful.
Hot.
Yes. No, we're filling it up. We got so many, so much special effects. Put a lot of money into this, guys.
Oh gosh.
All right, we're just gonna keep going.
Well, Ryan, while we're mentioning, let's thank Jason, our engineer. Let's thank Brutus, our producer. Let's thank our manager, Helen and Agnes. They're both working hard.
No, not Agnes. I fired her this morning. I'm getting a new manager.
Okay, fuck you, Agnes. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Agnes, go take a hike. And we also, who's our publicist this week, Ryan?
Who's our publicist?
Machete. And we want to thank Machete for publicizing us. Thank you.
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering?
You got it, Jesse. Jesse the Body. They didn't call him. He wasn't Jesse the Mind then yet. He was Jesse the Body.
Yeah, when 2020 was getting born, you know, sometimes basically 2020 popped out of the womb and said,
"Are you ready for pain?
Are you ready for some man-slamming action?"
That's what 2020 said coming out of the womb, and it has been proven.
Affirmative.
Yeah, it's working. 2020, you're besting us. You're besting football. You will not win football, though. NFL means no fun league, but it also means no funds league if you don't play games. So they're going to be playing games no matter what. We're going to be seeing D-League teams come in. We're going to be seeing them recruiting whole entire college teams to just fill up a roster if we have an outbreak. It's going to happen.
Did you say we were playing in Ottawa?
It's good. Yes.
Is it? I heard it was called Ottawa.
Ottawa?
Yeah. There was a joke. It was. I think this is something Tucker Carlson said this week. A place called Ottawa.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah. It's the capital of the country, and he's like, I don't know, a place called Ottawa.
He's so cultured.
Yeah.
All right. So we're looking at the 21 through 40 wide receiver ranks.
Wait, go back to the top 20.
Happily.
Odell Beckham. He's not going to have this good of a week this week. Let's just be honest here, as he did last week.
Well, I mean, don't you think the rankings show that though? I mean, going from the top receiver to the 18th ranked receiver.
I don't think he's going to finish in the top 20, but I mean that doesn't mean you sit him, depending on who you have.
You sit on him.
It was a fluke last week.
And you sit on him.
Yeah, okay, explain why it's a fluke when you have one of the most talented wide receivers in the league who is a crazy diva and mentally unstable, but when he's physically out there, you saw him with that end around run. No one could catch him. He's practically the fastest person on the field. I mean, what about that is an anomaly? I mean, obviously 3 touchdowns in one game for any player should be an anomaly. We're not averaging 3 touchdowns, but I mean, I expect him to be playing way better than he has been. I think somewhere in the middle seems to be more likely.
Yeah, I don't think if you look at how he's ended up, wide receiver, whatever, 27 or wide receiver 35 or wide receiver 42 for the week, right? Or last week, wide receiver, what did he finish as? Top 5? Well, I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but obviously it was an awesome week. But those were fluke plays, right? You're not going to have fluke plays every week. And 2, his volume. He I think 80% of the time he's finishing outside of the top 30. So talented player, but I think I don't know if the Browns have passed for more than 300 yards this season, right? They're a run heavy team. So fluke plays, I think, got him top 5 last week. Again, you're probably starting him. Let's be honest, at least as a flex, depending on who else you have on your team. But yeah, last week was aberration, I think.
I hear you. What? Anybody else have an opinion about OBJ? I disagree. I think he's going to at least score 1 touchdown this week. That's my prediction.
I gotta agree with Darren. He's not had the volume or like scoring wise for 2 years now, and he had 1 fluke game. So you're just gonna slot him back in as the top wide receiver. I don't know. I don't see it.
He did have a touchdown in the first game as well. So he has 3 and 4 games, which is, I mean, yeah, we could call it a fluke, but it is. I don't know. I think it's something that you got to respect. And for someone who has that ability to kind of break things open, as he does every time he has the ball, to be honest, to Ryan's point, the guy is still fast. The guy is still at times untouchable. So yeah, Darren, you're right. I think you got to throw it in somehow. I don't know how much confidence you have in his week this week, but I think he's still probably going to get a decent amount of looks, especially with Chubb out.
Well, so I'm going to ask this question. I think there's a couple of things that are interesting in terms of like, what is the real value of the team? Meaning this, Indianapolis's defense is number 1 in the league, right?
Yep. Surprisingly,
number 1 rushing attack in the league. Like, what's going to break, right? Which neither of which is necessarily that great for OBJ, right? But is the defense going to break Cleveland, or is Cleveland going to still do well? Like, which is stronger, right?
Right, it's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
Yes,
more or less.
Exactly.
Sarah Curly Whirly says she believes that this is a turning point for the Browns, and it's been a long time coming, and I agree. I hope so. I think
we had 2-2. How do you break ties? How do we break ties on the show?
Death match.
rap battles.
I do like Baker Mayfield a lot. I think that he is adding a maturity that I was hoping that he would have, but was not evident, I guess, the first. Yeah, this is his 3rd year now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like his attitude when they're like, hey, you know, the last time that you guys were 2-1, he's like, I don't even care. Doesn't matter. Let's just go. Yeah. So he I don't know. He says the right things. He seems to be kind of a leader on the field. And he is surrounded by insane talent.
Yes. And I do believe that the moment Myles Garrett ripped that helmet off and tried to brain the other quarterback, I think that really galvanized the team. Those are moments that really bring locker rooms together. I think he saw something slipping. He's a true leader. He did it for the team. He didn't lose control. He did that on purpose. All right, everybody, it is time. As I've blasted on the bottom, we are going to take our mid-show break, and we are happy to introduce our special guest, and this is Andrew, the Bard of Time. Yes, Mr. Andrew.
My beef brother.
Andrew. All right, so how do I get you? I'm going to make you. Nope, that didn't work. I'm going to make. All right, so I'm going to give you a full screen. Here you go, my friend. Andrew, the Bard of Time. How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty well, actually. I just on some trip.
Do you have some sports-related songs for us?
I didn't know that was what part of the deal.
I'm just throwing a curveball. I'm throwing a curveball. Just throw the word ball into one song and then we're good.
Yeah. I got balls flying in air. I got balls all in my shit. No, wait a minute. That doesn't right. That isn't right at all. Oh my God. Songs about balls. You want that?
No. Do what you're planning. No. I was just throwing you a curveball because we're beefing. I want to make you uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm not uncomfortable with balls. I'm just waiting for my computer to work here. Give me something. What is this? Is it a song?
Talk to yourself.
Oh, hello.
It is a fantastic picture.
Is that you?
Oh, look at how beautifully blonde you are right there. Is your hair darkening? Is this what happens in the summer? Your hair lightens up?
Good when you find a song in your documents that you don't know if you wrote it or someone else wrote it.
Okay.
I don't recognize it.
If it's
I guess
great,
I didn't.
if it's great, I took credit for it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I need a new computer. Can you send me one?
Yes.
Work it. Because I'm a bad bard because I don't know any songs at heart. Let's see here.
Which rhymes almost. Heart and bard. It's a soft rhyme.
Soft rhyme. Everybody saw that New England and Denver's postponed, correct?
Yes, that was we've been blasting that. I'll blast it up again. It is officially postponed. Huge news.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon's going to have to sit, so I'll be on the edge of my seat for Tuesday with Derrick Henry playing. Hopefully that game doesn't get canceled for some damn reason.
Well, this morning I heard that a Tennessee coach has tested positive, so that game is closer to not happening than ever before.
Okay, I got a song here.
All right, we got a song.
You know, so you can interpret it as something that you're happy that you can watch football. So, or you can fantasize about football, I suppose. Let's see here. Dance for the joy of life. Dance for the hope that still burns bright, and all the things to come. Dance for the one who's lost. Dance for the one who still is true, and beating their own drum. Dance for all the hurt. Dance for all that hurt. Try to do the best to ease their pain. Even though it's hard, try to dance and dance again. Dance for the joy of life. Dance for the hope that still burns bright, and all the things to come. Dance for the one who's lost. Dance for the one who still is true, and beating their own drum. So maybe a song about, victory dances they do in football.
That was great. That was great. Dance for the ones you lost. That line really stuck out. That was great.
Let's see here. Last time I was on, I actually wrote a song about football, but I can't find it at the moment.
Well, I played it at the beginning of as our intro song today.
Oh, sweet.
We already heard that. Yep. Without your permission, but I did play it. You can sue me if you want. I just took the clip you sent on Twitter and played it.
What the fuck? Oh, gosh. There we go.
I just want to let everyone know, Andrew the Bard of Time has read the series Wheel of Time 49 times. And he doesn't remember what he reads, so this is that's his excuse, is you read it because you can't right? You can't remember anything, so you just keep reading it over and over again.
It's true.
It's like a very, very, very slow the movie Memento. I don't know if you ever seen it. Yeah.
That's so many times. Oh my god.
Yep, 49.
So how about a Wheel of Time cover?
Yes.
A Wheel of Time parody of Creep. So I call this Son of Creep.
Oh, I love this one. Yeah.
You were here before. Can look me in the eyes. My dear son of battles, your fate makes me right. float like a feather in a crumbling world. I wish I was special. Damn right. You're so bloody special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want delicious savor. That savor. I want to drink your soul. I want your skin as armor and a place in your mind. You're so bloody special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. No. You're running out again. You running off again, 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 again. Oh, who's going away, the son of battles? I'm so sad. I guess I have to settle for more rain. There we go.
Settle for Moraine. I wish we all could settle for Moraine. I want a Moraine. Like if a Moraine came into my life 20 years ago, where would I be? She's like the life coach of all life coaches, if you think about it.
I'm right.
That was awesome. We have time for one more?
What?
We have time for one more if you got any.
you.
Give me one more. Stoked. And then I'm going to actually use the little boys' room.
Do that. Smoking in the boys' room. No. So this is me just let's see here. Working on it. Yeah, I can do this one. This is good. This is fine. Nope, did not work. We'll drink the wine till the cup is dry and kiss the girls so they not cry and toss the dice until we fly to dance with Jack of the Shadows. We'll dance all night until moon runs free and dandle lasses on our knee, and then you'll ride away with me to dance with Jack of the Shadows. Oh, come on. My computer is so slow now.
And that's such a fast song.
Yeah, I know. We'll sing all night and a drink all day, and on the girls we'll spend our pay, and when it's gone we'll be away to dance with Jack of the Shadows. There's some delight in ale and wine, and some girls would think us fine, but my delight, oh, just always mine to dance with Jack of the Shadows. We'll toss the dice wherever they fall, and that'll last us whether big or small. Then follow your mat whenever it calls to dance with Jack of the Shadows. To dance with Jack of the Shadows. To dance with Jack of the Shadows. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Andrew the Bard. Yes, we need to create a fund to get you a new computer. We're on it. We're gonna publicly. We'll start a GoFundMe or GoFund you.
GoFund you. Well, yeah.
No, but thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you so much. I'll be jumping out now.
We will let you jump out. We will. I think next week is good. If you can come back next week, you are invited. You are invited, and I think we're going to be having more to talk about next week. I think our feud is going public.
Oh yeah,
but we will talk about that soon. Oh, everyone, Andrew the Bar and I are publicly feuding. We're beefing right now. We're in a celebrity beef. We're only being nice to each other right now because we have a contract. We signed a contract to be nice in certain appearances. So if you ever see us publicly engaging in a nice way, it's only because we're contractually obligated to. We are officially beefing. There will be some beef songs coming out. Yeah. Tune in next week. Yeah. Here go. Oh, yes. Boo. Boo, Andrew.
Before that songs. There you go. Thanks, man. That's awesome.
All right. Thank you.
I like Radiohead Creep. That's a good song.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Okay, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Thanks again.
Have a good one.
All right. Andrew the Bard of time. So let's get back into football. So let's take a little break. And we have some announcements while we were gone. Zach Moss is officially a game time decision. And Josh Dobbs is officially out.
For all of those who wanted to know the third string quarterback for the Steelers, he's out.
Okay. Thank you so much.
The third string quarterback for the Steelers.
His mom is so disappointed.
No stone is unturned. Yes, Sarah Curly, really, we're gonna have a celebrity death match. It's really, this is a heated beefathon between Andrew the Bard of Time and the Way the Leaf.
It's getting so serious. Oh man.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cliffhanger. All right. So Josh Dobbs is out. That's the depth, and no stone is left unturned. By the Way the Leaf, I think we lost our friend Alex. So
Alex, if you don't come back, thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, let's go through our breaking news. Julio Jones is out.
Yes.
The Broncos Patriots has been officially postponed to October 18th. Both teams are on a bye this week, so please, this is the most crucial announcement. If you get anything out of the show, you must know that the Broncos and Patriots are not playing. The entire teams are not playing, so you must make accommodations. Dig deep into your league's pool of players. One good thing you might want to try and do, if you don't recognize any of the names, look at the targets. Look at the total targets these players are getting. Sometimes that is a very good indication. If you're looking for wide receivers, how many targets are they getting? Sometimes you'll get a no-namer, and you look and you'll be like, wow, they have at least 5 targets a game. You might want to pick that player up. So there are strategies to be implementing, but yes, it is on. 2020 is wreaking havoc on our lives and on the NFL.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It sucks. Yeah. Targets and touches. Targets and touches are a good secondary thing to look. I mean, the glamour is the touchdowns and the yards, but targets and touches is a good secondary way to look at some of the players you may not be familiar with.
Well, and look at, if there's a third wide receiver against really bad defenses, right? Seattle, Dallas, Atlanta. I mean, any of those defenses give up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of yards and lots of points to wide receivers for running backs. So look at the bad matchups too.
Billions and billions of yards.
And billions. All right.
Billions.
I want to show you this. Okay, so now let's just straight up go to the Fantasy Pros website that I use and let us look at their deeper lists of wide receivers that we are not covering. So these are some of the names you might be looking at in your leagues. Again,
I'll highlight number 50 there. Pascal is probably going to be the number 1 wide receiver for Indy today, given the injuries, and when their leading wide receivers sit out games, he seems to get decent volume. So there a couple of years ago, it was the exact same situation. I picked up Pascal, even though he was kind of an unknown then. He's still an unknown, and he gave me a few good weeks where at least I got like wide receiver 2 production out of him.
I agree. Yes. And Hunter Renfrow is a player that if he is playing, we definitely want to try and get him into the lineup.
All right. So who would you suggest then for the Vikings? The Vikings are going up against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are dead last in receiving yards and in receptions. Obviously, Adam Thielen is the main target.
And Jefferson.
And Jefferson.
And Justin Jefferson. Who's the third option? Fourth option.
They funnel it's Cook, right? They're going to run it through Cook, 30 times. They might even dump off some passes to him, and then it's Thielen and Jefferson.
And to Darren's point, the third wide receiver that is in Minnesota that's being accounted for is ranked number 92. So yes, and his name is Olabisi Johnson.
The thing with the Viking, I mean, the matchup is awesome for them today, right? But I don't think they have a single game where they've passed more than 30 times. So it's all about efficiency. It's funneling it to their wide receivers, running it a hell of a lot, and you get the efficiency, right? And that should be there today. The matchup is perfect for a very high score game.
Right. And I can see Cousins really just salivating at the mouth over the last in receptions, last in receiving yards. He's got to be like, oh, this is a buffet if you give me the chance.
And also, we got to consider that the San Francisco wide receivers are getting a bump with Garoppolo coming back.
Jimmy G.
Kendrick Bourne might be an option for deeper leagues.
Here's some stats on DK Metcalf. He is the only player in the NFL right now for 90-plus receiving yards in every game. He's tied for the most with 403 receiving yards, and his 50.6 per throw or per whatever went away. But is the highest in the NFL. So Metcalf is having quite the feast day as well. I'm not sure the Vikings can be stout. I'm not sure how their cornerback situation really is, though.
Vikings this year are not stout. I think
they're not. Their line is not. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they haven't won, right? or
I feel like their defense is struggling this year, and we have a lot of flipped scripts on defense. For us to be talking about Minnesota Vikings and Seattle Seahawks as defenses to play against, that is just like tantamount. Like that's flipping our brains around from like 5 years ago.
Right. Plus Dallas and the Texans.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
It's like, what is this bizarro COVID world?
It is. It is.
Okay.
So now I'm looking at, we're going deep into the running back lists. So again, this is the fantasy pros.com consensus rankings, and everyone is scrambling around to figure out who to play. If you see a player on this list and this player is available, look at where they're ranked. And
go back to 40. I got 3 on this list I'd highlight.
All right, please.
I think 41, Duke Johnson. Since he's come back, I mean, he's splitting. It's the Johnson and Johnson show, right, for Houston. I really think that Duke could get, let's call it 40% of the runs, and Jacksonville doesn't have the strongest running defense, so he could be a plug-in if you really need him. I think also number 53, Homer. He scored a touchdown. We were joking. I was joking last week that he was going to be the starting.
Yes, you were.
I mean, he's probably. I have not seen the status of Carlos Hyde. If he's playing, then he's going to be Chris Carson's backup. So forget what I'm saying if Carlos Hyde is playing. But if he's not, Homer could probably get 6-8 touches. He might score a touchdown. As Chris Carson's backup, and Chris Carson was supposed to be potentially going to be out a week or two. That would have been today if he was out 2 weeks. So they certainly use him a lot. So Chris Carson's your starter, but Homer could get some usage here. And
these are great points, Darren, because this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Entire teams are not playing. Buys are happening like the day of the game. We're learning about this. So yeah, this is where everyone's looking. This is great information, Darren. Homer, yes, everyone consider being a homer for Homer. Anybody else you wanted to highlight? You had 3, you said.
Yeah. Well,
Here we go. Duke Johnson.
Akers. All right. So here's the conspiracy theory, right? We all know that the Rams run a lot, and you can't ever choose. You can never guess which one's actually going to be used on that given day, right?
Henderson and Akers, right? Henderson and Akers.
Well, and Brown, right? So Brown was the week 1 darling, and then Henderson came in for weeks 2 and 3, and then last week Brown was the star running back again, and there was no reason why it should have gone back and forth. Well, Akers, I'm pretty sure he's active. My conspiracy theory is that McVay is going to throw him in. He's going to be the lead running back for the Rams. There's your bold prediction. Akers is the lead running back this week for the Los Angeles.
Nice.
This is great information. We should have just been plugging this show right directly into your brain and funneling off as much facts as possible. Darren, you're So again, Darren's living up to his senior fantasy analyst title. All right. So I wanted to point out that it's sad to see Matt Breida struggling in Miami. He was so good with the Niners. It seems like he is a system running back, and that system's not working for him. Jeff Wilson for the Niners. I am not. I don't really understand his usage, especially now that everyone's back.
Well, is Deebo Samuel playing this week?
So yeah, we're in the running backs. Yeah, and Deebo Samuel is a wide receiver. Yes, and he is playing this week. Yeah,
he's expected. Yeah.
And it's weird to read this name, Peyton Barber, to think about the old amazing. Remember Barber back in the Dallas? What was his name? I thought it was Peyton Barber, but it's not. This isn't the same one. This is.
Wasn't he on Tampa Bay? I thought he was on Tampa Bay.
Peyton. Who am I thinking about? Anyways, we'll keep going. Anybody else? You have any amazing facts? Oh, so here we go. We have Carlos Hyde is questionable, and to your point, Homer was slotted higher than Carlos Hyde. So even the consensus ranks know about.
I don't know. Is he playing?
Let's see. Questionable.
All right.
What do the notes say?
Oh. Let's see. Carlos Hyde. I had so much promise for him. All right. He was is likely to. Here's a game time decision last week, and likely be the same on Sunday. So yeah, game time decision.
Those are the worst.
Yes, I would. Yeah, I've got to stay away from that guy. But this is where we're at. If you're struggling to figure out whether or not you're playing Carlos Hyde, welcome to 2020 fantasy COVID year. Woo! All right. So yeah, just like everyone else, we're trying to scramble to figure out how to accommodate these new changes. And Alex is back. Alex's computer got COVID.
Yeah.
But like the president, back in no time. All right, so Sarah Curler-Worley's got a question. There are a lot of new players. Who's your one to watch? I'm putting forward Burrow. He seems to be doing well. All right, so let's all talk about our favorite young player and who we enjoy watching the most.
Burrow is a stud. Burrow, I think, is the first quarterback to throw as a rookie to throw 300 plus yards for the Bengals. I mean, and the Bengals do have not a bad history of quarterbacks. So, to me, Burrow's a stud. He's fun to watch. He's mobile. He makes decent decisions. And I think that the more that he plays, the better he's going to be able to read some of these silly mistakes that he has made. But I like Burrow.
Well, and on that team, I'm going to steal Alex's. I'm going to steal Alex's answer because I know he's going to say to this person, Higgins.
Yep.
Burrows is throwing to Higgins. He's been awesome. He's totally taken over AJ Green's role on the team. So sorry, Alex. I knew you were going to say him, and I figured I'd take it from you before you could say anything.
That's okay. I have two other receivers that I like. Ruggs for Las Vegas. He's been injured recently, but he played really well before that. And CeeDee Lamb for Dallas. I think he's going to be really good. He's shaping up to be their star number one wide receiver, and I can't imagine he's going to fall off next year.
Well, I'll add to my list then. I really like watching TJ Hawkinson. I think that I think he's kind of a stud. His first game, he blew up and hasn't been as integral in the offense lately. But I think that he has the potential to be. I like him on the field. He's kind of a stud out there.
And my favorite young player is Deontay Johnson for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know this is not. This is a second year for him, but he didn't do much last year. But he is fun to watch.
All right. And I also like Joe Flacco. Have you guys heard of him?
Let's see. Is he on the list for the top 20? No, he didn't make the list. Sorry, Flacco.
Well, he's young. He'll get there.
Wacko for Flacco. All right, let's look at the matchups one more time. Keep looking at these. So much. We're gonna have to take an entire. The Monday night game is gone. We are in uncharted territories, everybody. Uncharted territories.
Well, I'm wondering when the NFL is going to announce anything on the Titans game, or if they are, because I mean they closed their facility because of the coach test positive this morning.
Yes,
they broke protocols, so there's still, I think, an open question if the game's going to be forfeited, but it looks like it's still going on right now. Be nice to know in the next 35 minutes before kickoff.
I know. Keep guys, minions, keep refreshing your browsers. Keep digging deep. We need to get this information out to the people, minions.
And here's another thing. I'm not sure of this particular policy. I know that there's some stadiums that do allow crowds, correct?
Yes, some of them do have crowds.
Is this a stadium in which there's already 6,000 people in there waiting then?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I thought it was just Jacksonville that was allowing fans. Are there other teams?
Bengals and Browns both are. I know the Chiefs are, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
they're very limited.
Florida's saying soon they're going to be at full capacity.
Yeah, I think they're only allowing like 6,000 to 10,000 depending on the venue as of right now.
I know they're going up to 12. The Browns had 6 their first week, and now they're up to 12.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. All right. So
I want us all to have our own little pod. We just step into our own pod. Be
yes.
great.
Yeah, like we'll be like or in like the Bubble Boy. Just walk around.
I'm sure I'll step into a pod. I'll have puke on the floor, and I'll be like, "Yeah, gross."
Oh, I thought you were saying like we'd come in our own pod, like we'd be walking around in like little individual pods, like for the rest of our lives.
Oh, that's it, like hamsters.
Yes, like
we just push our ball and walk.
Yeah.
That's
and then,
cool.
like, yeah, we could safely bump into each other. I think.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't wait. I actually can't wait for that.
The Flaming Lips were prescient. They predicted that a long time ago.
Yeah.
He's been using that ball for a while. So let's go into our quarterbacks. Everyone,
Actually, you might go back to defense real quick.
I would love to.
It's Wayne Coinvid.
So, number 8, Indy. They've had the number 1 defense in the league this year. I'm surprised that they're so low. I guess they're guessing that Cleveland's rushing attack will just be superior. But I will highlight, and maybe this is another reason why they're lower. Their top 2 linebackers, I believe, are out this week. So maybe that's why it's 8. I was going to drop them even further potentially, but 8's probably likely. And New Orleans, number 11. We talked about this last week.
Yep.
They had a decent matchup, as a defense, but their top 2 cornerbacks were out. I believe they're both back this week. I believe. So New Orleans could have a better defense this week if they are back.
And what's that matchup again? New Orleans is playing.
I think they're playing on Monday night, right?
Yeah, they're playing the Chargers tomorrow. No, tonight. No, Monday night. You're right. So, yeah, Chargers Saints.
Yeah.
All right.
So the 2 cornerbacks are back. Obviously, Herbert, may not have as great of a game.
Well, again, we may be looking at up to 4 teams that are not playing this week, which is more than 10%. Hey, DT!
What's up, guys?
Oh, I mean, we were just discussing how COVID is destroying all of our fun, and we needed a pick me up, and then you popped in.
Who got? What else got canceled this week? I saw the Patriots game is postponed. Is there another one?
Well, the Titans coach has tested positive. We're not sure the outcome of that debacle yet, but their game is scheduled to start in about a half hour or so, right?
Wow. Okay. Which Titans game, man? I better check my roster, see if I need to think about that.
Yeah, I mean
the Titans are on Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah, but if they're canceled, it would be after everyone had already played.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Right.
so if you're rolling the dice, if you're really, really wanting to start Derrick Henry, like our friend Dean Moxley was just discussing, it's a roll of the dice. There's a chance that game is not playing.
You play Le'Veon Bell. That's the answer. You play Le'Veon Bell.
He's not available. We're in a 14-team league. This is nuts. There's no players available. When you start looking at for players, it's like the phone book. You're just throwing darts.
So that is, so 4 teams out of 32, is it? Gosh,
I'm good. I got nobody in those games. So, yay me. Woo.
All right. So
I can smell you from here, DT.
All right, so we have our crawler going on. This is give you the latest injuries, and we have our breaking news coming in. Zach Moss is a game time decision, and the biggest news of the week is Broncos and Patriots are now on a bye. It's officially postponed, and fix your lineups now. There's always going to be a question whether Cam Newton's going to be playing, and I don't know if anyone's really going to be digging deep for Brian Hoyer to start. As far as the Patriots, I don't know. I don't particularly have any Patriots running backs, and I usually avoid that. I avoid that yearly. and I can't name a wide receiver that they have.
I will say Harris looked decent last week. He looked decent. I mean, I know it's always questionable on who Belichick's actually going to use that week, but I thought Harris looked pretty good. And White, he always has that floor of points from, the passing game as a running back, the passing game that goes to him. So I don't know. Harris and White could be pinch your nose. Starts.
I mean, yeah. Any week, yeah, I hear that. And then the week you do pinch your nose and start him, Sexy Rexy comes in and gives your team Burkhead, and you're done. It's hard to play a New England running back, but that's fine. I don't think that's really the big issue. What I was getting at is that there's not a lot of marquee players for the Patriots in terms of lineup drama, but for the Broncos, there's definitely a lot of key players. Melvin Gordon.
Lindsey's back, though. Lindsey's back. I don't know how many touches he'll have, but Gordon's probably going to have a few, who knows, 4, 5, 6 fewer touches.
Yeah, and that just kind of filters him down into the high-end RB1, low-end RB2, or low-end RB1, high-end RB2 rankings. And that's a really big factor because Philip Lindsay is great. He can be the workhorse back for being so small. Before they got him, Philip Lindsay, they relied on him heavily. So yeah, you're right. That is going to hurt Melvin Gordon, but we're not even going to deal with that this week. That's going to be a next week issue. Just thinking about players you're going to be needing to account for. Yes, if you're just joining the stream, these are big news, and you guys need to adjust your lineups. The Broncos and Patriots are not playing this week. Julio Jones is officially out. Zach Moss is a game time decision, and for everyone, Josh Dobbs is out. The third string quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers is out.
How about the San Francisco's running back, Mostert? Or
Mostert?
Yeah. Has there been a ruling on it? Is he still questionable?
Yeah. All right, minions, get on that. Is Raheem must start available for his must start nickname? He's amazing. And you guys know he's a surfer. so every time he scores a touchdown, he dives onto the ground like he's jumping onto the surfboard, and he starts paddling and he jumps on a surfboard. It's so cute.
Shredding the gnar.
He does shred the gnar.
Riding the tube.
All right.
So he is expected at this point.
Oh man, all right. That's great news. Actually,
expected.
I really want to see a full San Francisco team play this year. Everyone's ruling us out. All of a sudden, like the predictions are waning, and we're not even in the national conversation anymore. And I just really hope we just start like shaking heads again and dominating games like we used to. Nick Mullins did. He did good for one game, struggled the next game. That's really an interesting phenomenon, isn't that? When the backups have a week to prepare, all of a sudden they look worse than when they get thrown in the heat of the moment. Right? You notice that?
The defense has a week to prepare for the backup strengths. That's what you need to look at. That's how you need to look at it.
That's a good point.
All right, Alex coming in with the great points.
You do have Garoppolo coming back in.
Who I controversially was claiming that Stephen A. Smith wanted to have sex with in our first episode.
I think he's beautiful.
Porn star Jimmy.
Skip. He's a beautiful man.
He's a beautiful man, Skip. All right.
Skip.
All right. DT popping up like a puppet.
I'm working here. I'm working. So.
Oh, by the way, kids, DT's here.
Yes. A little bit louder, Dan. Do it again.
All right. Hey, kids, a little louder.
All right. I just want to just remind everyone of our Mustache Hall of Fame, Giovanni Bernard, week first entry, and now Gavin Minshew. What's his first name? Gavin?
Gardner.
Minshew.
Gardner. Look at that.
I think his real name is John, right?
I have no idea.
or something. Yeah. Oh, well, that's okay. So he's Gardner Minshew the third, but his dad is John Minshew or something. And I was like, what the heck is that? But he just goes by his middle name, I guess. So it's either John Gardner or Gardner John. Anyway,
Dan
good conditioner.
Dan does not like the name John.
Ooh, well, wait, why throw in that H, you dirty devil people?
All right. Everyone, Julio Jones is out. The entire Broncos and Patriots, they all have COVID. Every single one of them. They're all on respirators. This is crazy, guys. 2020 is going nuts. COVID is getting worse. It's evolving. Yes, get your mask on. Get your mask on. All right. We are being silly, but yes, I feel bad for the first-time player of fantasy. In our league specifically, we have a couple players who got excited for the idea of starting a fantasy league for fantasy readers, but none of them have played actual fantasy football, so I feel bad for them. Their engagement has been waning, and I think it's just getting a little bit more complicated than they actually wanted it to be. And I think, again, if you're in a league, help each other out. We need to figure out how to collectively make this as fun as possible.
Yeah, tell people, hey, your running back is not playing. Let them know. Try and get him engaged. Yeah.
Send them this. Tell them to listen to watch our show and get the information that you're getting. But whatever happens, remind yourself what this is all about. And if you have been setting aside your Sundays to watch the Red Zone and to root for your team and to root against your opponent and talk shit and all of that, that can still happen.
Yeah.
That can still happen.
Yes, but it's not gratifying to talk shit on someone who didn't even look at their team. So encourage interaction and make sure that you're beating the best team that they're able to field, and then lay the shit right on their forehead.
Yeah, and I encourage all commissioners to try and be creative and allow for as many options as possible. Different options include, right now, increasing your bench spots. Just give people 10 bench spots. Literally, people need to be putting players on their bench and picking up players right now. If you're a commissioner, I encourage you to increase your bench spots, increase your IR spots, or get even more creative and allow for backup players that are mutually agreed upon. So one option is you could say, okay, I have someone on Tennessee. I have the Tennessee running back. I'm going to agree with the commissioner that I'm going to, as my backup, play, quote unquote, this one player on another team. And should it happen that Derrick Henry doesn't get to play because that game gets canceled, you're just going to take the stats of the backup player and use those on your team. And that is another way to try and be creative. Why am I out of the screen? I'm getting higher and higher. But this is, again, we were just trying to make this as much fun as possible.
It was that soapbox you stood on, brother.
I was growing in stature as I grew in importance. No, but
right.
I really feel this though. This is, again, like, we're doing this because we want to increase the amount of fun in the world. I hope this is working for you. I hope that when you play fantasy football, you're doing it for fun also. Again, this whole entire year has been a challenge for everyone. And I think what we're learning is that we need to increase our connectivity. We need to reach out to people who are lonely. We need to make sure that everyone is doing as best as they possibly can in these difficult situations. And one way is to bring people together to play fantasy football. Now, if you're going to bring your friends together to play fantasy football and then start dominating them and playing weird shit moves, like trying to block them from picking up players, or, even though you're not going to play them, you're going to be picking up players. That the Patriots are not going to be playing. You see that this guy's not looking at their team. If you're going to be pulling moves like that, look at yourself right now. Look at your soul. Anyway, I'm done.
Right on. Well said, Ryan. I'm glad you got that off your chest. Yeah.
Thank you.
We do have some awards. Is that correct for this week? Or
we do. Thanks for the reminder. We have. Thanks. We worked hard on these. Brother Dan helped me this week coming up with our awards. And let me get these banners off real quick. So these are the awards based on last week's week 4 high fantasy football leagues week 4 outcomes. And now for our first award, we give the Green Man Hug Award for the most embarrassing week, and that goes to the Quarter Badgers. He lost by 58 points. Okay. The next award goes for the Unpaid Toe Award, because shit ain't going right. And that also goes to the Quarter Badgers. He is 84.5 is the lowest point scored by any team. All right. For the Great Captains Award goes to the highest weekly totals, and that goes to Mox's Athan Shadar Award team. He scored 172 points, and that is the most. Now, the Hidden Angreal Award for the team.
That's the most that we've had this entire league so far.
172 points. Boom. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, children. Thank you, children.
Yeah, kids.
Just a reminder, though, we are not a child-friendly show, though. It's conflicting. All right, so the next one is the Hidden Angreal Award goes to A Football's Journey.
What?
Joe Mixon outscored expectations by 25.85 points. See how specific we are?
Yeah, he sure did.
Yay. And he actually made me look silly because I was talking mad shit on him. And then he literally 10 minutes later just like looked in the camera and said, Ryan, what? Watch this. All right. The Goblin Award for the team with the worst record goes to Wheel Takes and Twatcast Joe. Both teams are 1-3 and are on a 3-game losing streak. Sad for them. The Bella Award goes to the team with the toughest opponents so far. So you have strength of schedule and Wheel Takes. Wheel Takes. He's been outscored by 94 points so far this year. He's having a rough year.
That's a rough one.
Again, for the team that didn't start their lineups, this is the third week in a row. What up, Stone Dogs? Boo. The M-High Award for the team who jumped up the most spots. Here we go. Football's Journey.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people? How do you do? Okay, accept your award. Do you have a little speech?
I just want to thank Joe Mixon for putting up a great performance there, and DT for unfortunately falling on the sword, losing a little bit.
Yes. All right. Thank you, DT. Next award goes to the Dark Ones Hound Award for the team who fell the most spots, and that goes to the Quarter Badgers. He dropped 7 spots, unprecedented. That's the biggest drop of the season so far. And the Egwin's Bath Award for the team with the easiest path, the easiest strength of schedule. And that goes to Team Tryhard. He's only had 394.5 points scored against him, and that's the lowest in the league. You'd think he'd be in the top spot. He's not. Keep trying hard, team. Try hard. All right. Yes. This is just an example of how you're trying to have fun in your fantasy league. I think you should also start a live stream about your fantasy league. Get some puppets. Get your friends together.
Get the puppets.
They're
always fun, right?
No, we're not just puppets, though. We got a fantasy expert. We got Darren with us. Darren and Alex are proven to be wealth of minds of facts and information.
All right. Latest news. 15 minutes before kickoff.
Oh, bring it.
NFL has announced they are optimistic that the Titans game will be played.
15 minutes before the game?
Well, I meant 15 minutes for us all to decide on our lineups.
Right.
Oh, okay.
This is so silly.
Oh, yeah, no, I keep forgetting they're playing Tuesday. All right. Breaking news. They are optimistic. It's good to be optimistic against the virus. Viruses hate optimism. They hate it. They hate your hope.
Optimistic. What the heck? Well, guys, we already got the flyover. The planes are already coming. Can we say we're optimistic?
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so let's get back into, I thought that was, where are we at? We got 15 minutes to line up. What do you guys think would be the most helpful for the audience?
Did we get through all the awards?
We did get through all the awards.
Okay, well done, gentlemen and ladies.
I got a question for, I guess Darren is probably going to have the best input on this. With Bill O'Brien being fired now, do you see Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller, any other Texans players doing better in fantasy or worse?
I can't imagine them doing any worse.
Right.
I mean,
it depends on the issue. If the issue really was like, you know, he was just kind of an abusive asshole to his players and couldn't connect with them, and they galvanize around this decision, they might come out and Deshaun Watson proves the leader he, you know, can really be the leader he needs to be. Yeah, I really think that they can galvanize and come out super, super strong, and it might be a super beneficial. But if it's an X and O's issue and they can't replace the X and O's with someone who has better X and O's, then all of that gumption and huzzah might just go to shit if you can't get the X and O's right. So we're in uncharted. It's hard to call, is what I'm saying.
Right. Have they who's the interim coach, or have they who's taken over?
I know it was announced, but I don't remember who it was.
Isn't it Romeo Cromwell?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, today's game is another favorable matchup. If they don't play well today, it probably says something about the overall team, just period. But you know, depending on who they have as either the interim coach or if they bring in a full-time coach, like, are they offensively minded? Are they? I mean, it's more of the game script, right? Are they going to unleash Watson to actually start moving around? I mean, the biggest negative on Watson this year is, yes, they've played some really tough defenses, so that could impact any quarterback, right? But he hasn't been running. He usually gets a lot of points from his rushing in addition to passing, and he hasn't been running much. So does a new coach try to unleash him in some way? I mean, that fundamentally could alter whether it's wide receivers doing better, get more points, whether it's the running backs. I mean, again, the short answer is I don't think they can do any worse.
Fair enough.
I agree. Sarah Curly says, I got a stat for StatVet Darren. Week 4 was the highest scoring first quarter of a season since the merger in the 70s. Awesome. Thank you.
Wow. That is a great stat. Thank you, Sarah.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Ideal. I do think that Fuller does have an upside here. I think that he was getting some quite a few looks coming into this transition, and I think that he only looks higher now as far as I'm concerned. I don't know shit, but but so far he has been a part of what Watson's doing, and I think that that's only going to continue.
If Fuller stays healthy, the dude's awesome.
Yeah.
But he has to stay healthy.
You're right about that. He's got these soft tissues. You know what? When I go to the grocery store and I need to buy some tissues, I look for soft tissues.
Yeah, like puffs?
Yeah. With a little bit of aloe, but you know, if I am a sports doctor, I'm looking for the hardest soft tissues I can possibly. Or what are you looking for? Soft tissues, flexible, hardness. Well, I don't get it. Some players have soft tissues issues. Their issues need tissues, and some players don't ever have soft tissue issues.
I have soft bones. Look what I could do with my arm. I can just roll it up. Ow! That's not.
You stuck? You're not.
I'm
stuck.
okay. I'm okay. See. See, that's how you do it, Fuller.
Just. All right. So, how do you feel about this week? Your fantasy teams, everyone, personally.
I see DT is going up against Sacramento. Sacramento lost last week, but is still in first place. But DT, you are scheduled to beat him based on the projections.
Yeah, I'm feeling confident this week, and I don't really know why. Projections, but I know they don't mean shit. But I'm hoping for a big bounce back game for Ridley. He stunk it up big time last week. He had 5 targets and missed them all. So I'm hoping that he sorts out that, because that could make a big difference. I need that. Everyone else, I got a good start from my first player. So Yeah, I'm hopeful to take down the reigning leader.
But DT, if you don't have hope, what do you have, right?
And if I lose, oh well, I'm having fun. That's what we said this is all about, right?
Well, yeah, and if you're gonna lose to Alex here, who crushed you last week like you were a grape and he was a whiner.
I can't argue that. It did. It was painful. It was painful.
But there's definitely a built-in excuse. If you lose, blame COVID. Hey, man. Hey, I'm usually the best at this, man. Look at my record. I'm a diamond player. COVID.
COVID, yeah, baby. Well, I would say that certainly is what hit Quarter Badgers. Quarter Badgers had a good team, and he had to sit some studs. That's why he got all the crappy awards, the boo awards.
Quarter Badger woke up, he looked COVID in the eye and said,
"You ravaged my fantasy football team."
That is Bruxon from that I was mentioned earlier.
Oh,
don't be like him.
Unclean.
And then when COVID comes in saying,
"Oh man, I am killing in my fantasy."
Oh, that's dark. Jason Mantzoukas played COVID.
Ow, my face!
All right, so everyone just remember, defense wins champions.
Defense. Watch.
All right, but
Offense sells tickets. Defense.
All right, get it. Offense sells tickets, defense wins championships.
Blue 42.
Why do they say that? I think when they yell Blue 42, I think they're just reading off the candy ingredients.
All right, so did you guys hear that David Carr used Gruden's wife as an audible?
Really?
Yeah. So there was an audible. It was during week 3, and he said he called off the play. Tiger Woods, Cindy Gruden.
Wow.
And that's John Gruden's wife.
Nice.
They asked John Gruden about it after the game. He's like, "Well, yeah, I guess that Carr used my wife as an audible, and that's just not going to happen again. So we're going to have a little talk." That was my best Gruden. I'm sorry. It was Yeah, okay.
Be sure to smash our like button and subscribe to our channel.
So yeah, he used Cindy Gruden on his own, and all the other players went, "Oh, okay, Cindy Gruden." And John Gruden's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? You using my wife as an audible?
I think did that all start with Peyton Manning? With the whole Omaha stuff. Did he start with the weird stuff, or did people do that before?
Ohio.
But
Kevin Northcutt, yes. Is anybody actually following the Las Vegas Raiders? I don't know. I like them. They're exciting to watch. I like them more that they moved. I think they should move every year. I think they should just get established. No, not every year. They should get established and then disappoint another city like in 7 years, then get established and disappoint another city in 7 years.
They should be like the Tinkers of NFL, where they don't have an established city. They just kind of roam from town to town, fixing pots and playing defense.
Is Kevin asking for fantasy purposes?
No,
just in general.
Kevin's just stirring the chili, baby.
Loyal.
I think Ruggs is back, right? They got another wide receiver back.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Now it looks like I'm a Steeler.
You've been looking great this whole time. There's been many shots where it looks like that helmet is like you have an afro and the helmet's just like on top of it.
Hey,
Negative.
Negative.
Affirmative.
Oh, affirmative.
All right.
This will get old someday, but that day is not today. Are you with me, kids?
Yay!
All right.
I think the biggest news of all is Josh Dobbs is out. The third string quarterback for Pittsburgh Steelers is out, and it is non-COVID related. I believe he has appendicitis.
Dwayne Haskins is out as well. And slightly more relevant news.
Ooh, this just in. Boop, 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 boop.
How do you guys think that Josh Allen's going to do as the replacement in Washington? What do you think?
Kyle Allen, right?
Kyle, that's what I meant.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I said, Alex. That's what I said.
Exactly.
What'd you hear?
I don't know. Ron Rivera seems to love Kyle Allen. He brought him in from the Panthers, but it seems weird to me that you're replacing Haskins this early or late if you thought he was not going to be good enough by when you start him at all.
Haskins has been dropped to third string from what I understand.
Yes, he's literally not at the stadium this week. He does have like a stomach virus and is just puking everywhere. That's why he's not there. But he's not at the stadium.
When I got demoted, I puked all night too. Yeah. I want the Lions to go pick him up. I give him a second round or a high third round pick. Go get Haskins. He was a stud at Ohio State.
That is a coach who just is basically ruining a player's career. Yeah. He is just saying there's nothing here to work with, and you're gone. Good luck.
Well, it's almost what happened to Alex Smith, right? In theory, in San Francisco.
Not this. No, not this bad. I mean, not this. I mean, no. I mean, this Dwayne Haskins is young. This is only his second or third year. Second
year.
He's only a second year. So he has a new quarterback or new coach his second year, and that new coach comes in and game 4 says, "Boom, you're out. You're on the fucking third string." I just think that's a career killer. I don't know if I've seen this happen so dramatically like that.
I hope it does not kill his career. I think that there's several teams that could use his services, and if they make it so obvious that they don't even need him on the team, then let the Lions get him, baby. I'm serious. He would be a great backup to Stafford. Stafford breaks his back again. Oh man, a puppet can dream.
Well, I mean, but on the Jets, right? He kind of ruins the career of young and old. Everyone who leaves the Jets then goes on and has an awesome career.
Yeah.
Right.
Sam Darnold, MVP 2023.
All right. Yes, everyone remembers Sam Darnold is not playing.
Well, and we're famous for just giving up people. I think Darius Slay is considered one of the top 10 in his position still right now. We saw earlier that Ebron was ranked as one of the top 15 or we just don't develop, man. I don't know.
We just need a defense. All right, guys, it is coming to a close. We have less than 1 minute. Get your lineups ready. I hope you have a great fantasy week.
Any other questions? Tyler Lockett or Adam Thielen? Adam Thielen. Never mind.
Yes. Yes.
Bad question.
No. Just again, try and stay positive. We're going to keep rolling with this. COVID's not going to get us down.
Stay positive, except for your COVID tests.
Beautiful. Guys, we're going to end on that. All right. I am Ryan.
I'm his brother Daniel.
I'm Darren.
This is Alex.
And I'm DT.
All right. This has been week 5 of the High Fantasy Football Advice Show, whatever we're going to call it. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Have a great life. Everyone stay safe.
Everyone overachieved, guys. May your teams way well.
Way well. Farewell.
Yeah, farewell. Yeah, fare thee well. Fuck.